In the previous lesson, we saw how to use annotations to mark key events on your graph. Now let's take a look at other aspects of using graphs in Google Analytics. I'm on the reporting section of the website and I'm viewing the devices report, which you can access by going to the audience category on the left pane and selecting mobile devices. On the center of the screen, you can see a graph showing a line chart. This chart is displaying the number of sessions over time, and you know that because the label on the report clearly indicates that. You can change the graph to display other information as well. To do that, you click the Session drop-down and select another label. For example, let's select Site Usage and Pages per Session. The graph automatically displays the pages per session views over time instead of sessions. At the top right corner of the graph, you can see a timeline view. The graph on the screen currently shows the daily view, but you can select week or month to display the weekly or monthly view. When you are changing the timeline view, you also have to take into account the date range you selected at the top of the screen. If the date selector is only showing 1 month and you select month in the timeline view, you're only going to get a dot on your graph, which is not going to add any value to your analysis. So use this option when you have a quarter or yearly date range selected at the top. Let's go back to the day view and to the timeline. At the far right corner of the timeline, let's select the 3 circles icon. This will turn your line graph into what's called a motion chart. A motion chart is a pretty cool feature that offers an interactive view of your data. You'll notice some colorful dots on the graph indicating the mobile devices on which your pages were viewed. At the bottom left of the screen, you'll see a play button and a scroll bar. You can drag the scroll bar to see an interactive view of your chart on a daily basis, or you can click the play button and run through the data. Also, at the far right of the screen, you'll see a list box that lets you select 1 or more devices to display on the chart. You can also make use of the unique colors and size options to display relevant information on your chart. If you want to change the chart type, you can select from the options available at the top right corner of the graph. The bar chart looks fairly easy to read, while the line chart looks a bit crazy, so maybe you'll want to skip using this one. Just know that the option to change the chart type is readily available. Now let's go back to the line chart and select Sessions. Now let's compare this to another metric. We can do that by clicking the Select a Metric drop-down and choosing an option. Let's select the bounce rate here. So now we are looking at our sessions and the bounce rate for those sessions. The legend at the top of the chart will indicate which line belongs to which metric. We can see that the light blue color is the bounce rate and the dark blue one is the sessions. If you hover over the line, you'll see the contextual menu displaying information about the data, and by the look of things you can see that the bounce rates here are extremely high and needs fixing. Let's check another metric. This time, I'm going to simply type what I want to see in the search box. Let's say I want to know how many of my readers are new to the site. I'll type new, and I can see new users at the bottom of the search results, so I'll go ahead and click that. Now I can see how many of those total sessions were new users. This graph shows that a lot of my readers are new to the site, so I might want to work on my content to bring in returning visitors. If you want to remove a selection, simply click the X button to the right of the metric to go back to the default view. Now that you know a little bit more about how to use graphical data, take time to explore the different metrics and understand how your visitors are interacting and relating to your content.